These are just opinions, so don't get offended, please.
Oh, switch on your mic. Hey everyone, welcome to Filmfaffing with Sid and Aarya. I'm Aarya.
I'm Sid.
You look surprised. I'm Sid. So welcome. And this is a show where we talk about everything related to
Cinema.
cinema. Yeah.
Cinema. Yeah.
Cinema.
Or films.
Film. Yeah, films.
What do you want to call it? But
Because we
cinema
occasionally
and
talk about like TV or short films or feature also. And as part of On Black Media, as you know, cinema is a huge thing for us. So
that's the only thing I think. There's nothing else.
Okay, that's a good point. Good point. But yeah, cinema is a huge thing. So the only thing. And so we thought, hey, why not do a podcast on it? And today's topic, we have a very interesting topic to tackle. You want to give a brief what the topic will be about?
So the topic we are discussing today is portrayal of body image in cinema. And so
Yeah.
recently this film came out in India, which we missed in IFFI. It's called The Whale.
The Whale.
It stars Brendan Fraser. It's made by Darren Aronofsky.
Darrenovsky. Yeah. I just like to say Darrenovsky, because like it's very difficult to say Darren Aronofsky.
Yeah.
So Darrenovsky.
It's a joke on us, but yeah.
Yeah. I think,
So,
yeah. Sorry,
I like the director, and I think that's what we're going to discuss. Like,
Yeah.
first of all, film is a director's medium, and portrayal of anything on cinema is the writer's voice, what he wants to say through that
Yeah.
film about that topic. And
And it's tough because, like getting a point across
yeah,
that for sure, like with any film, for sure it'll always attract positive remarks and negative remarks, and especially if it's on a sensitive subject matter, which The Whale was about. I'm sure Darren Aronofsky knew what kind of comments he'd be getting about it.
yeah, like I feel it depends because so you have to be aligned with the current political scenario, socio-political scenario. I think like whatever the discussion is happening at that moment, if you go against that, like right now the world is too woke for you to make a character sympathetic, like an overweight, obese character. If you portray it in a wrong way, if you make me feel sorry for him, world is not going to be nice to you, which is why I think what is happening, the whole film is kind of making us sympathetic towards him because we are shown that his life is sad and he's a sad person in general, and it's all happening because of his obesity.
Yeah.
So that's a starting point, but you want to discuss.
Well, actually, so yeah, basically, our topic will be like quite broad, talking about body image in film. But I just want to mention one thing about The Whale. One thing is that yes, I mean the fact that the character, is very overweight and he health-wise, he's doing badly and he has only like just a limited amount of time
both
to
are
live.
doing also bad health-wise.
Yeah, actually, yeah. No, they can't see, man. They can't see. Like, I'm fit inside here.
They know it.
There's no tubby.
You have back issues.
I have
Anyways,
serious
let's
back
get back
issues.
to
Yeah, no, but no. So the thing is that, this character, Brendan Fraser's character, has a limited amount of time to live, and he's made a lot of mistakes in his past, and so I think like that is also one big thing that the writer wants to gain sympathy for. I mean, the writer wants the audience to kind of sympathize with the character because of his because of his mistakes he made with his family, abandoning them, and he's also he's really basically he's homosexual, and so the thing is that he kind of abandons his family and especially abandons his daughter, and then is trying to make what do you say? Trying to make amends like literally at the end of his life. So that kind of sympathy also is, I think, what they're trying to gain.
Yeah. I think we're discussing about this, like another film by Darnovsky called The Wrestler, which is, I think, your favorite film from him.
The Wrestler, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is my
Which
favorite film.
is, yeah, like not thematically similar, but it's also very similar. Like he also abandons his family and then he's trying to make amends with his daughter. I think this kind of genre is very prevalent in like I think there was this film with Al Pacino also sometime back. He's a singer, he's a rock star, and then he abandons his family, his daughter, and then he's trying to make amends with. It's a very
Oh, I
lesser
don't
known
remember that.
film.
Ah,
I forgot the name also. It came out I think the last decade or something. But
okay.
I saw it, and again, like I don't I don't know, like I don't connect with those kind of films because first of all it's saturated.
Yeah.
And
There's a lot of them.
so tell me one thing, like why did Wrestler connect with you and why didn't, or why and how is it different from The Whale then?
Okay. Okay, I'll just briefly say why, so that like not detract from the topic much. But the Wrestler I love because I could get behind this character of Mickey Rourke's so much. He's a character that is definitely as they say, right? They call these characters, these old characters, old people, boomers. So he's kind of like a wrestler from the 80s who's still alive and working in the 2000s. And the film also takes place in, I think, the year 2008, and he's very out of date. He plays like throughout the film, the wrestler, they show him constantly being like not of that time. So he plays some old Game Boy games with some of his fans when his fans are saying, where's your PS3? And so there's a lot of and he's basically alone. The only companionship he has is if he goes to strip clubs, or
Same thing here also, right? In The Whale.
in the Whale also. Again, he's only, well, he doesn't go to strip clubs, but
He can't.
he can't. But he has so basically he has what do you say, an assist, no, a helper. He has someone to assist him every day in his life, and that's the only friendship he has. He's a teacher, but he keeps his camera off when he teaches his students, because he feels a bit of embarrassment or shame. So he literally has only one character who sees him for who he is, and that's his aide. What do you say? His aide. So the thing is that, yeah, the Whale also, it really is very interesting because I love the fact, and Brendan Fraser has talked about this, the fact that this character is a character who is, severely obese and has a lot of health issues and all, but he is not a joke in the film. He's not a joke, and the bodysuit that they made for Brendan Fraser, which by the way was, the suit of Brendan Fraser was kept over an already overweight Brendan Fraser, in the sense that he put on weight. He put on weight for the film, but then they realized that, okay, if Brendan Fraser puts on more weight, he won't actually be healthy, and he could suffer a heart attack. So he stopped putting on weight, and then they realized, what, we got to put a bodysuit on him. In an interview, he talked about the fact that the film respectfully talks about obesity and why he became like that, because of other issues that he had in his past, and the fact that his character also is not like, because it's not a joke in the film, it obeys all the laws of physics. The bodysuit, everything that he can move, how he can move, how he can, get up and all, it obeys like how a real person with that much weight on them would be.
See, I am not concerned about that. Like, of course, if Darnovsky is making a film, he's going to be particular about that, like if it looks real or not. But my like the general issue I have with portrayal of body image in cinema
Yeah.
is it's there to serve one specific purpose always. Um, in Hindi films, like if you talk about body image of women, in mostly Bollywood films, how they are portrayed, they are there to serve just one purpose. They are
Eye candy.
eye candy. Yeah. Then heroes have to look a certain way. Like we stay near Lokhandwala in Mumbai, like in Lokhandwala in Mumbai. And yeah, you come here and like you walk on the road, everyone is looking the same.
Okay.
Yeah, like everyone has the same body. Like all the actors roaming around in Aranakar, they have to look fit because
Yeah.
that's the demand from the producers. It's not their fault. It's actually how, like, it's actually what this has become. So
Yeah.
everyone
Yeah.
has, like, all the actors and actresses have a pressure, at least in Bollywood cinema, to look a certain way. If you're not, like, again, this typical definition of what is attractive and what is not.
Mm.
Someone if tries to break that, then yeah, you won't get those roles. Uh, but then once in a while, these specific films come out which are about, like, characters who might be too thin or too fat.
Yeah.
And there's this Bollywood film called Dam Laga Ke Haisha from I can't, can I say the production? I can't say the production company name. No,
Uh,
let's refrain from
okay,
that.
let's refrain
Yeah,
from
it
that.
was
Yeah.
anyways, we are talking about this film.
Yeah.
It had Ayushmann Khurrana in it, and
Yeah. Yeah.
so the film was about him getting married to an overweight woman who is not attracted to,
Yeah.
and his family forces him to get married to her. Now the film is about his struggle with coming to terms with the fact that she's a great, nice, independent, warm woman inside who loves him actually,
Okay.
who got married to him because she liked him and she wanted to, like, explore or whatever that marriage thing with him. But he was not able to accept her because of her weight.
Yeah.
Because, and he would refrain from going out with her because, and he wasn't happy that, like, other men or friends of his have typically like more attractive wives, and he has this, according to him, not that attractive wife. So this film
Mm.
is about that, which I really like, because in this film the character, her being overweight didn't take her humanity away from her. She was still a human.
Huh.
She
She was
was
still,
still a
yeah.
feminist woman in a small town, wanted to make a life of her own.
Right.
Like, she was an independent woman. Even after marriage, even after wedding, she wanted to uh, have a job. She was a teacher. She was more educated than him,
Yeah.
and she won't take shit from him. Like, she's not going to be a typical housewife. So, so I really like that film. It's one of my favorites. The only thing is, I have an issue with the last act of the film, which is a generic issue, I feel, uh, of films coming from that production company. So yeah, like, once in a while these films come out which are talking about weight, but not degrading the person
Yeah.
or the character if they look a certain way. It's
Yeah.
like, so my whole thing is, we all come in different shapes and sizes,
Yeah.
but we are still human. So
Yeah, exactly. The just because a person is slightly maybe underweight or overweight, they're not, in a lot of films I've seen, uh those types of characters are just kept as a one-off joke. In many
yeah,
movies, like, oh, there's the fat guy friend, or there's
I
the
want to give you a very sad example. Okay, so
okay.
there was this film back in 1990s, I think, with Amir Khan in it. Amir Khan and Madhuri Dixit.
Oh,
Okay, so this is just an anecdote.
okay.
A scene from the film is Amir Khan, his character, bets Madhuri Dixit. He's going to fight. It's a wrestling whatever fight
Hmm.
with someone representing Madhuri, and it's like whoever wins the fight will get to kiss Madhuri. Whoever loses the fight, he will kiss this character in the film, who is,
Oh,
of course, overweight.
yeah.
She's black. So, like, a total misportrayal of, like, okay, so on one hand there's this epitome of beauty, Madhuri Dixit. On the other hand, there's this black,
Oh, that really doesn't
fat woman.
work well today.
Yeah, and even I think Amir would be like, "What the fuck did I do 30 years back?"
Yeah.
But that's what it used to be, like those characters, your villains are supposed to look, like even if they're good actors, doesn't matter. But if you are a fat, bald, dusky towards black man, you are a villain. If you are
Yeah.
fair, you're slim, you're tall, you have hair on your head, you are
Yeah.
a hero. And that's the definition we're still going by. Like it's become better in the last few years, but still, like, this thing has not left Indian cinema, at least.
You're talking about Indian cinema as a whole or Bollywood?
Okay, now coming back to Indian cinema again, I'm not bashing South films, like these typical South Indian films, but heroines again have to look a certain way.
Yes, yeah, that's there.
Like,
Yeah. This is where I really have to honestly constantly praise Malayalam cinema. The character, yeah, man. A cinematographer is going like, yeah, exactly.
yeah,
And no, the thing is that like so many Malayalam films are there where you see so many just regular looking middle-aged men
Yeah.
and middle-aged women, and and at least I'm talking about certain directors like Lijo Jose Pelisheri's films or certain
most of them.
Mammootty films that I've seen, some later ones.
Yeah, Fahad Fazal, like, yeah, he may not be that typical
Yes.
good-looking guy, but he's an amazing actor. Same, I think, with Tamil cinema also, like Dhanush becoming this huge superstar, not with those, like,
He doesn't have like abs on abs. I'm sorry,
yeah,
abs on abs and biceps on biceps.
and still. But I was talking mostly about how they portray heroines, as in the actresses, the leads
Okay.
in the films. Like they can't be too slim, they can't have six-pack abs, they
Yeah.
can't have a certain amount of fat. It's like, I think some actors had spoken about it. So it's like they need that optimized amount of fat on you. You need to look that way so that like your midriff can be like a certain way that people can ogle at it.
Oh my
It's
god.
that
Okay.
degrading,
Jeez.
and
That like
and it's
makes, yeah.
sad, but
It's like a lot of at least mainstream filmmakers and stuff. They see actresses and actors as models first, and then
yeah,
then the profession. You know.
no, that's like that bodes well with them, right? Because they're not supposed to be acting; they're supposed to be eye candies.
Yeah.
So for an eye
Okay.
candy, you don't need to like move; just need to look a certain way.
Yeah, and uh, it's something that it is slowly changing. Like I'm seeing like definitely better representation of characters and particularly physical appearances of characters,
Yeah.
changing a bit. But still, there's this I think, what's the word, stigma. I think stigma against people who are generally. I mean, like, I don't see many films where they make fun of like someone who is very thin or something, or some. It's
They
always.
do.
I don't. I
Like,
can't
see,
think
the
of
thing
any.
is, if you're not perfect in terms of what society wants you to be, if you're too thin, if you're too fat, you're going to be bullied.
Yeah, I just to suddenly think of something. This actress Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah.
She was in The Menu and Split and stuff, right? She, if you look at her
She was the witch.
she was the witch, yeah, the witch in the making. Spoiler, sorry, but the witch in the making. Yeah, so
What?
that
I haven't watched The Witch.
you haven't, you actually haven't watched the witch.
You're
Or
spoiling movies for me.
I have to spoil movies for everybody, so that's my agenda for this podcast. Anya Taylor-Joy. She no see if you look at her from 2000, and I can give multiple examples of this. When she started off her career, she wasn't necessarily like thin. I don't want to like sound too sound too critical of her, but I'm saying like she looked normal, like I mean, not normal in the sense she looked like she had a little little bit on her cheeks and stuff like
What?
that, and
The fat?
yeah, a little weight on her and stuff.
Weight.
She's yeah. I'm gonna offend everyone if I mention certain keywords, so I'll just say it. She looked
Use
like
those
she had
keywords. No,
a
let
little.
me decide.
Okay, she looked a little pudgy.
What is
I
that?
guess. Little weight on her cheeks and little more meat on her bones and all. The reason why I'm saying that is because
Bones and all.
you can a
Are you
little
plugging
more
this
to her
film?
flesh. So basically, what I'm saying is that back in 2015, she looked like that. From 2018 onwards, and I saw an interview also where she was kind of told to lose weight for one role. And then I have a feeling it became like that permanently. Like, you have to look like this always. And if you look at her now, and it's kind of sad because I'm sure like she's on a very strict diet to be able to get any work of any sort, even though she's such a terrific actress. She has to be on such a strict diet. If you look at her red carpet interviews and all, it's like she's gaunt. She really looks like her cheeks are completely in. And someone did a side by side picture of it, and the comments were obviously like, why such a drastic change? One picture was from 2017, the other was from just 2021, and it was such a drastic change, and she's just sticking to that. Which so then, and there are also various other actresses who have spoken out about this. I'm giving mainly Hollywood examples here, but Brie Larson was told she wouldn't be able to make it in big films if she didn't lose weight. So many other actresses. Lady Gaga? My God, look, Lady Gaga also is then one person.
Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy, yeah.
But she is one of the biggest Hollywood actresses now.
Who? Melissa McCarthy? She is, yeah.
Without losing a weight.
Yeah, that's the thing. But I will say one thing though, that again, any role that she did get, some of her most famous roles, Bridesmaids, which was the comedy, I think 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Crazy. 10 years ago. And she did a sitcom for which she got a lot of praise called Mike and Molly, where she played this character Molly. And so it's basically about this fat couple. And every episode there is only jokes about their weight. And it's 6 seasons of this, by the way. I saw one season and I couldn't take it. Because of the fact that any role she gets, she's only that fat woman. Which I find just too, like, there's no real character to it, It's just that person you can laugh at and she's kind of like, she has attitude to her and that's it.
Yeah.
So...
But then now she's getting better roles.
Yeah, I think that's only because... literally only because she has prestige behind her, because she got an Oscar nomination for Bridesmaids, which was...
Oh, because she also got a recent Oscar nomination recently, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she did for a drama, right?
For a drama, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay, I forgot about that. Oh, right, and she was... But she did lose some weight also, because...
Yeah, but not to that extent that she has to look a certain way.
But she did lose weight at one point. And whatever, it's her choice or whatever it is. And I'm happy that she's still getting roles and all. But the fact is that that's the thing. Women more than men are constantly focused on, as you said, like eye candy and, models on film. Unless it's like very particular directors who literally just want amazing performances. They don't care how the actress looks. There was one great example of... there was one old film back in 2001 called Monster with Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
And if you look at the poster of that, it's Charlize Theron in it. She is unrecognizable. She's playing a serial killer, and that serial killer is very, like, she has a lot of skin issues, like actual skin issues and all, and she's kind of overweight. So she gained all that weight for it and stuff like that. So that's an example of, like the opposite being done, and she took home an Oscar for it. So basically, like, Hollywood seems to be now in a state where every in any blockbuster and any major film, you need to have a Chris Hemsworth. Almost all actors, at least in my opinion, I think all actors look like that now.
Like bulky and...
Yeah, haven't you seen like they all look very defined, very, This was almost a thing like in the 80s where a lot of action stars back then had to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, because he was literally like a boulder.
I don't know. I don't know if I quite agree with that, because then you have Leo's also, you have Paul Mescal's also. Like in After Sun, even though he's still chiseled, but I don't think there's any focus on how he looks.
Well, Paul Mescal is a relatively fresh actor.
No, but I'm still saying, like, you're saying like in general, if that's how you're supposed to look.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
Leo, no, the thing is with Leo, right, was if you, I mean, actually think about Leo was never an action star, right? It's just
Also,
that
you're
he
talking about
gained.
action stars.
No, I mean, I'm talking about people who draw, actors who draw audiences into films, right? They have to look a certain way. So
Okay.
Leo definitely does draw people into theaters, but I think that was really gained over time because of his performances, not because the way he looks or anything like that, but like people love the intensity of his performances and started to like whenever he's in a film, I will
So
go
there
and see
was a
it.
time, I think, few actors who broke this even back in 2000s and in the last decade. In Hollywood, it was Christian Bale, and in Bollywood, it was Amir Khan. Like changing their body with every film, what was required for the film. Basically, method acting. Like you don't need to
Right.
look a certain way. You need to look the way character needs to
Yeah, the way the
be
character
seen.
needs to look. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like I think even now also people um I think maybe because of the superhero movies, there's that pressure to look like a superhero, and
Yeah.
most of like the last few years have been dominated by superhero cinema. Uh, Even in like Bollywood now, all these universes that they are making, like the cop universe, Rohit Shetty is making the spy
Oh,
universe.
yeah, yeah,
Now
yeah.
Shah Rukh Khan is supposed to look a certain way because it is that universe, a spy universe, and a spy has to look a certain way.
Okay. Okay.
So I think right now this is a phase in cinema where like we're coming out of a pandemic. People want to watch escapist cinema. That's why you have films like RRR, which are larger than life.
Very, yeah.
And once again, when we'll go back to like normal times when people are depressed, then they'll watch cinema which connects with you, which is more
Yeah.
emotional. Right now, people just want to be entertained, and entertainment, yeah, it has certain templates.
So, sorry, just to quickly mention one thing is like, so I agree with one thing with action films in general, right? I understand needing a certain body type for action heroes and stuff. That I'm not talking about. Just in general, dramas, romance films, you have to always, I mean, I've seen in Bollywood films all the time, and even like a lot of South Indian films, the movies that are not action films, but dramas or thrillers or romance films, you have to have an extremely fair and chiseled hero and heroine. I mean, like, and I think like that's where I don't have any sort of emotional connection with most of
Yeah,
those films.
because yeah, like they're so different from us that you can't even connect with them on that physical level.
Yeah.
Like emotional core is another level, but if I don't find someone who looks like me, because most of the people we look around look like us, right? Like they are not that fit,
Yeah.
as in like in terms of body, how they look. So these Bollywood heroes are another level of fitness, which can't be achieved with the lifestyle that most of the people have. Nobody
Yeah.
has that time and capacity to focus on their diet to that extent. That is not anyone's priority,
Yeah.
and that's why I think this cinema doesn't connect with me
Mm.
because yeah, like we are not wrestlers, we are not superhumans, we are not like spies, or yeah. So we are regular people who go to a job every day, who
Yeah.
eat vada paos like you were eating before the shoot.
Yep.
So we'll have this
Good
kind of
stuff.
body.
Yeah.
So we need to normalize this. And I think yeah, and sometimes of course like there are other issues that happen with you which are beyond your control. Not in general, I'm saying with
Because other issues happen to me.
issues as in like life happens to you, and then
Yes.
things happen, and there's a phase in which like so another anecdote which again I've heard and seen. The Hrithik
Okay.
Roshan, after that whole controversy, he he kind of yeah, he got divorced, and then Kangana Ranaut thing
Oh,
happened
right,
and
right.
all that,
Yeah.
and then he kind of also put on some weight, but before war he had to lose that weight.
Huh, Wari
And
looks very
yeah, and
chiseled.
just before that he was struggling with his fitness. So he put out a video also, like how he lost that kind of weight in like I think 5-6 months or something. But yeah, even he went through something. A Bollywood hero went through something and he put on weight, which like is normal for all of us.
And he was criticized because of
No,
that.
he wasn't criticized because of
Oh,
that. It's just that he like was out of shape for a few months or years something.
okay.
So like there's that pressure on heroes always. Like you were talking about Anya Taylor-Joy, that she's on a strict diet.
Yeah.
These people are on those diets for life.
Yeah, for life. That's the sad part. I mean, go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's a sad part because yeah, everything comes with a cost. To look like Hrithik Roshan, you have to sacrifice on food, and to look like us, you have to sacrifice on looks basically to eat anything you want. What
Yeah.
would you want?
Oh man, everything in the world is coming to my head now. Like, yeah, no, that's the
Yeah,
thing. See, I can understand for, again, this is something that Amir Khan does, and a lot of these very committed actors, they do get on certain diets and all. I totally understand that. But again, to meet not the demand of a studio, not the demand of the audience, to meet the demand of the screenplay and the character, like actors like an Amir Khan and,
yeah.
that's what I love. It's like they're
A
focusing on the
Christian
profession.
Bale for
They're
some.
focusing
Yeah,
on cinema.
yeah.
They're not focusing on that other glamorous bullshit and,
Yeah, like before a film, in a month or 2 months, you can get into that character, and like you can have that kind of body. But having that body constantly is a struggle,
yeah,
and
a real
yeah, like you're
struggle.
not living life then. You
Yeah,
are just a caricature then. And the problem with today's world is that like these actors are not just actors; they are also celebrities. They have brands behind them.
yeah.
So like like okay,
Oh, yeah, they
another.
have brands. Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, to sum it all up, basically, I feel um, when you're telling a story, if you take physicality or one aspect of physicality of a character and you center your film around that, that then becomes the focal point, and that might take away from the humanness of that character,
yeah,
which I kind of like every film I think should be unique but universal also.
absolutely.
So in the Whale, if the character is obese but he also has regrets in life, that is what will make me connect with him. In Damla Ke Haisha, if the character is overweight but she is an independent feminist woman, so I need to connect with the character not because of the physicality but because of their worldview, their thoughts.
What have they gone through in the
Yeah,
film,
and what are they
right?
going
Yeah.
through in the film?
What are they going through?
The
Yeah.
consequences of their actions,
Yeah.
not consequences of how they face, like consequences of their physicality.
Yeah.
Being too thin, having some physical disability, being on wheelchair, that should not be the cause of their problems.
Yeah.
Their actions, how they look at the world, how they look at themselves, if they're not able to accept who they are, that is an internal struggle. That struggle is something I want to see rather than like people poking fun at them and that making them miserable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Most films, when they tackle a certain a character with that looks different from the other characters in body image, at least, there's always that thing of the central thing around that character just has to do with their body image. And so basically, I just want to quickly mention then one example of an Indian actress, and actually Surya had mentioned this. Actually, I forgot her name. What's
Nimisha.
Dim- Nimisha Sajjan. She's an
Of the
actress
Great Indian Kitchen.
of the great. It's a film
From
only. I mean, I haven't seen much of her
It's
work. I
an
haven't seen.
amazing film.
Yeah.
One of the best from 2021.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Wow. Okay. National Award winner.
you should watch it.
I'll definitely watch. You should watch it.
Please watch it.
I should.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
sorry. I'm
put it
fighting
to the
with the
camera.
wrong guy. I'm fighting with the wrong guy. No. So basically, yeah. So she is an actress who refuses to wear any makeup or wear any of that, whatever they put on your skin to make you look fairer, for film shoots. And I think that's something that is like I can't think of any other actor or actress who has
I think yeah,
protested in
I
that way.
have a similar example, not an example as original as this, but there's again a Malayalam film which came out back in 2014, Premam, which Surya might have. Yeah,
Heard of it.
Premam is Nivin Pauly, and it's like, again, let's not get into the plot of it, but there was this different actress in it, Sai Pallavi.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, she owns herself. She owns her looks, the way she looks, and she's beautiful in every way because she's confident in the way she looks, which might not be the standard of beauty which cinema has set for us. Typically, Bollywood and South Indian cinema has set for us. Like the actress is supposed to look this way. She breaks that and she owns herself, and that's why in the film also, she looks amazing. Now, when that film was remade in Telugu, um, I feel the reason it didn't connect with me was because the character that was supposed to be replicated, Sai Pallavi's character,
Yeah.
in place of her, you have again a perfect looking, typical Bollywood, South Indian, whatever, woman, Shruti Hassan.
Okay.
Now, that takes away from the uniqueness of that original character.
Huh. Okay.
Now, again, she has acne, but then she owns that, like that's a part of her. She is not like, she owns that, and that's why she looks beautiful. Now when you take some other actress who is, like, who's perfect in every way, I'm just saying that in that film also, again, like, even that thing about her, her acne never becomes like, it's never talked about in Premam. It has nothing to do with the film.
Oh, okay. She's just like that, and it's not a.
Yeah,
That's a.
but that's
good.
Even there's a dialogue in that.
oh yeah,
where-
actually there is.
Yeah, his friends is asking him that she's having pimples on her face.
Okay.
So
Actually
he's
there
going to
is.
reply in such a way that, so what? We also had pimples, right?
Yeah, actually
Look at
there
that.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, it was talked about in the
Progressive.
film. Progressive. And then, it's just put aside then after that. Like, then it's not talked about because this
It's not a
person
focus
is
on-
in love with the character,
Yeah.
the other person. Again, when you take, like, that is the crux of the character. Now, when you kind of ignore that, then it becomes a problem.
Huh. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wait. No. If you ignore.
In the
No.
remake,
Oh. Yeah.
like, again, like, find something or someone else, because like the film is like, you can see it, like you can feel it. You're taking that feel away from me of that character. And also the thing is,
Yeah.
Sai Pallavi is a Telugu by birth. She
Okay.
acted in a Malayalam film. Then why aren't
Was
you
she in
having her?
Kumbalangi Nights by any chance? Was Sai
No.
Pallavi- No.
She was
getting confused.
not there in Kumbalangi Night.
I've seen something that she was in.
Rowdy Baby, this music video. There's a
No.
film with Dhanush called Mari 2. She was there in that. She's there in a lot of
Okay.
films actually. Vetri Maran, one of the anthologies. But yeah,
Oh.
she's a good actress.
So yeah, no. So that's the thing, Like I like the fact that just to kind of round it about and sum up what we were talking about, round it back to Brendan Fraser. He the way Brendan Fraser looks now, and he doesn't hide it. He is losing hair, and he's losing
Yeah.
hair.
He had amazing hair in The Mummy.
Oh, he had amazing hair. But the thing is that's the thing. He actually lost his hair in 2007. But his agent and everyone told him, you got to get transplants. Otherwise, you're not going to get, roles. And then after a point, when he actually stopped getting roles and he was blacklisted by Hollywood, he was like, let me just be who I am. He put on a little weight. He stopped being that action hero, Brendan Fraser look. He looked a little, what do you say about like dad bod? And
In what?
no, he looked like he had a dad bod, like that kind of
He's
easy.
a dad, no?
He is a dad. Yeah, that's the
And
thing.
he has
But
a body, so
it's very sad being the guy from The Mummy. You have to look like that no matter what. If you're a part of a franchise like that,
Mummy
so
and dad bod.
So he basically transformed into dad bod Fraser, and he then he started to get like smaller and smaller roles, which he was fine with. And even now, he's just proven to directors how great of an actor he is. So they're not looking for him to change his image or this, that, and also in interviews, he's just going the way he is, which is which is really nice to see, because otherwise you'll always see, actors who are clearly on diets or on, looking a certain way and with the best hair or
I
maybe
think, yeah,
shaven.
people like, okay, of course, there's pressure from mostly producers in cinema
Producers, yeah.
to, like look a certain way, but just break that and find your own unique voice. I think at least, so this is one criticism that I got initially when I was 20-year-old, young, when I wrote my first script and I sent it to my friends. And all the character descriptions I wrote for all the characters in my film was like 20, this lean and beautiful, lean and attractive. And one of my friends pointed me out this to me, like, why are you like using this term attractive with every character? Like, is it a necessity, or do all of them are actually attractive? And then I realized that actually, yeah, why did I write that? Because subconsciously, I was just like, yo,
What you were
yeah,
fed in cinema is kind
yeah,
of
is
going
like
on the
when I'm
page.
writing it, yeah. So that's why I feel like, the onus is on both of us, as in the audiences and the actors.
Yeah.
The middleman should be taken out. So for us, we should look around us and see that, like real, how real people look, and we should accept them in cinema also.
Yeah.
And the actors also, they should be breaking that mold, like why, if even if producers are asking them to look a certain way, they should look like themselves and play the
Yeah.
characters rather than, like going for that celebrity image. So yeah, it goes both ways. Producers bank on, like both, like insecurities of both of us. The
Yeah.
actors, they tell them that audiences want you to look a certain way. To audiences, they're like, take this. This is what sells.
Yeah, that's why I'm happy that, like, I mean, Malayalam cinema has that kind of very even representation of people, and
Yeah.
they're more, very, very
Not just,
emotionally
yeah,
driven
like not just
stories.
with looks, but also with, like how they dress the characters. It's
Yeah.
very regular, everyday clothes that
Yeah.
they wear.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not wearing, like those colorful saris with
No.
midriff properly showing.
And because of the production of it also, they look like, real people in the middle of the day. They don't look perfect. They don't, you know what I mean? Which is really refreshing to see. And just kind of circling back to Darren Aronofsky, his movies, like often his movies, the characters are always look very just like regular people.
Yeah.
That's one thing, is like, I say, like, maybe like except for that film Noah that he did, which is a very different one.
It's
But
a historical drama, so
yeah, that was,
mythological, so they
yeah,
have to
and that
look.
kind of had a kind of like brighter, larger scale to it. But all his other movies, like Requiem for a Dream, this one, Black Swan,
The Wrestler.
the Wrestler is so well cast. All of them look like real people, like people you've seen. And I just hope that opens up even more than just, certain directors and certain communities of filmmakers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's it
yeah,
for
that's it for today's
today.
episode. Yeah.
We'll see you soon.
We'll catch you next time on another topic, something broad, something interesting, maybe related to a current film.
Yeah.
Next time
Next
on
time. Until next time.
Filmfaffing with
Arya.
and Sid. Bye.